Group, your local bad boy dealer. For the best full-service oil changes, transmission and radiator flushes, brake service and lawn care needs, stop by Four Corners Lube at 1101 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln.
There's nothing like the view from the cheap seats.
Good morning from downtown Lincoln. It is the Cheap Seats. We're at Small Town Creations, 115 North Kickapoo Street in downtown Lincoln. To my left, Jake Johnston, co-host.
Good day.
I hope the thumbs down was on your audio and not on the quality of the show.
Yeah, it's just I'm one-sided right now,
okay.
so that's how I feel at least.
All right. And between the two of us, Railer coach Matt Silkowski. Tough game last night, Coach. As Jersey High School came into town, and we were leading the majority of the way, and then they just sort of wore us down at the end, it seemed like.
Yeah, that's pretty good summary of it. They ran 20 more plays than we did, and hung on as long as we could, and just kind of ran out of steam there. Kids played hard till the end, but they just kind of got us at the end there.
Yeah, like we were talking before going on the air here, it seemed like size-wise, I don't know what they feed their kids down there, but it seemed like they had a lot of big and tall and strong guys, and not that our guys are cream puffs by any means, but side by side, it seemed like they had us outsized and just kind of wore us down at the end.
Yeah, that's a very fair assessment there. They're big, they're mean, they're nasty. They got definitely a height advantage on us at every position really, and they there's kind of. Our kids did a great job fighting early and making plays, but then when it got late in there and they just were able to kind of line up and run it down your throat. We just kind of ran out of gas.
Yeah, started out like gangbusters. Teams traded possessions, and then Carson broke free for that 63-yard touchdown. Did you see something in particular that made you call that play, or were you just trusting Keon would get the ball and outrun the other team?
Yeah, just give it to your fastest guy and let him do what he does. It's really, we had a terrible offensive start. Snapped over the head, and then, you're 2nd and 20 inside your 5. It was just a really, really bad start for us, and kind of got some field position due to some penalties, and then, that second drive was okay. Let's get it to him, and then you come out the next play, the next possession, just run it again, and he breaks another one. But we did hold on that play. We did it. We watched it last night when we got inside, and we definitely did it.
Yeah. So he hit for the 63-yard, and then I think the second one was maybe 65 yards, and as you said, called back for holding. Seemed like you had a lot of individuals who stepped up and made some big plays. Jake and I were talking, especially on defense. Frank Sanders seems to be coming along very well. I saw he had, in the unofficial stats, 5 tackles, 4 of which were for a loss.
Yeah, then a couple more sacks. He caused the fumble, that strip sack there, in that second half. He's playing really, really well defensively. And he's coming along well offensively, too. But yeah, he's doing really well, bright spot, on that defensive line for us, and I think he was a safety last year. It's kind of amazing. But yeah, he's transitioning really well. He's really buying into the position, and really working hard after practice and working with coach and watching film and just trying to get better.
Well, really buying into football as well.
Yeah,
I mean he doesn't really have a football background. Tate really kind of did some recruiting for you on him and getting him to play, and a good kid all the way around, but his size has really came in this last year and a half.
Yeah, and I got him in class too, so watching him under a weight bar too is kind of very impressive. We did some pre-bench max couple last week or so, and I was kind of really impressed. Very impressed with what he was putting on the bar, for only being as young of a sophomore as he is. And
I think it was the second sack there, showed some athletic ability there, jumping up in the air like he was blocking a shot in basketball, and then just basically diving on the guy. So,
yeah.
I mean, it was pretty impressive watching him run after him like that.
Yeah, he's got. I think they, unofficially had him at 2 sacks. Our D coordinator kind of goes through and kind of updates those things, this weekend, so that see where it ends. But I can recall 2 last night. But yeah, definitely a couple tackle for losses, and playing really well. I mean, the defense did play well, really. I mean, we gave it 26. You figure they scored that one there late, but given they ran 71 plays, they really did play well. It's It's just, you know, we really, really need that big play. We didn't get it. But they forced a couple fumbles last night. You know, they got out of some bad spots that they put themselves in. So you can't really, you know, and our punt team did a really good job of giving them field position. You know, had a couple punts inside the, you know, at least 2 inside the 10, I think.
Yeah,
you know,
really
so our punt team was good, you know, in playing the field position game.
Now, you know, talking, they had 70-some plays. Was it a matter in the second half of our guys, or maybe a combination of our guys being a little bit tired, or was our defense confused a little bit by what they were running at us?
I don't think it wasn't confusion. You know, I do think we had a really good week of preparation. You know, we did have a good week of practice. So I wouldn't account it to that. It was just, you know, they just beat us at the end.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of, you know, wore out a little bit, and yeah, they beat us.
One area coming into the season, I know we talked before the season about how you had some senior leadership lost. I noticed in the unofficial stats from last night, Darren Stevens, 9 of 19 for 140 yards, touchdown and 1 interception. In general, though, over the 3 games, I think you've got to be pleased with how he's played in terms of managing the game and just sort of really, really good ball control and not really turning the whole ball over a whole bunch.
No, he's doing well. Yeah, he threw his first pick last night. You know, I think he just kind of lost some footing there. You know, grass got really wet there late, and our kids were slipping and sliding all over the place, you know, on that wet grass. And, you know, I can recall a few times where our receivers are just falling down on that grass, you know, as it got wet and, you know, condensation came out. But yeah, Darren's playing well. He's you know, doing a good job managing game, getting guys in and out of the huddle. You know, making sure that the correct play call is getting in. So yeah, I'm happy with Darren. You know, looking forward to the rest of the season with him as we kind of. You know, I mean, he was running for his life at times last night too. So you know, he did a good job extending some plays. We'll just kind of work on him and just kind of tucking that ball and running a little bit more. I'd like to see him kind of do that.
And we knew coming into the season that one of your strengths of your offense would be the running game. Carson, again, unofficially, 79 yards last night. Isaac Decker for 57. That's got to be a good feeling for a coach to have that 1-2 punch you can rely on.
Yeah, those guys are running well, you know, on the jet sweep and the counter off of it. You know, and Peyton Bunner's a good back. We just couldn't run inside the tackle box last night. They were more dominant than us up front, and we, you know, it kind of limited what, you know, our fullback position could do, and, you know, limited our inside run game. But, you know, I think when, you know, we get some things figured out and kind of work on, you know, playing a better pad level, moving our feet on contact, you know, those things will start coming for him again.
Was there a turning point in last night's game that you feel like, you know, man, if we would have gotten that one, we were...
Yeah, you know, a questionable call. You know, we had that 4th down. We had 2 4th downs we didn't convert around midfield. The ball was clearly over the sticks, clearly as clear as day, and the explanation I got was terrible.
It almost a yard.
I couldn't believe the explanation I got.
Yeah.
Why they wouldn't even give me a measurement, and they said, "Oh, if we measure it, the ball might get moved." Like, what doesn't make any sense? The ball doesn't move when you measure it. This makes no sense. So that was just that's unacceptable in my opinion. That's close enough for a measurement. And the ball was clearly a half football length over the stick, clear as day. Everybody could see it. And then we run another 4th down, run a QB sneak, and you have 300-pound kids up front there that are big and strong. You can't convert. That's just, you know, you got to convert that. You got to be able to do it, you know. Yep. You can't just run jet sweep every time on 4th and 1. You got to be able to kind of do that, and you know that's on us. And you know, we'll keep coaching that up. We spent some time this week coaching the QB sneak. It's got to be better at that.
So the officials told you, what was it? You couldn't get a measurement because the ball
might move.
The ball might move.
So obviously it wasn't the crew from Effingham last year where they moved the ball to the sticks.
Yeah, it was
the measuring.
I mean, the ball. It was clearly a first down. It was clearly a first down. And then they gave us a timeout, and Darren didn't even call for a timeout. So you know, you lose a timeout, and that how that game was going. Those timeouts were important to us last night. You know, so that was still disappointing that we had to waste the timeout there. You know, the plan was we'd go up there, try to get him to jump. We'll just take the 5-yard penalty, and you know, we feel our punter is good enough that he's still gonna. You know, actually, I want to give him more room because he's got such a leg, and he never called timeout. So
No, I will say your punter's having a heck of a year.
yeah, he's good.
I mean,
He's
and
got
that
a
has to
good
be a
leg
big
on him.
help to the team too. You know, you give them some space, and defense doesn't have to have their back up against the wall right there.
Yeah. You know, Jaden does a really good job. Has for the last 3 years on punting for us. You know, and our coverage team's doing well, getting downfield. You know, and that's just where we just put our fastest dudes. And hey, just go get down there. And they're doing a good job of that. We're protecting it well so far. So you know, that's a bright spot. You know, we're putting our defense in some better spots with that. So yeah, but it should have happened. We should have, you know.
Yeah, Ludley last night, 3 punts for an average of 40 yards each. Another area that has definitely shined this year, I think, is your kicking game in the point after, and Angel coming up big with some of those kicks.
Yeah, he hasn't really missed one this year, so he's doing well with that. He's very reliable. You know, fairly strong leg on him. So I know too, if we ever get in a position where we need to kick a field goal, you know, from some distance out, you know, we have the confidence in him that he can do that.
And I'm looking at the Lincoln Daily News article, and the author there said that, recapped the game, that just over a minute remaining, the Panthers faced a 3rd and 11 situation from Lincoln's 30-yard line. I think everyone, certainly I was from the top of the press box, was expecting a run, but Jersey faked the handoff and then threw that pass over the middle. Just caught us off guard there. Were you expecting to run, or what were your thoughts?
Yeah, they
that
ran
time?
RPO there. Yeah, you would think they're going to run the ball, you know, 4-down territory and make us march the field. And with the, you know, we're struggling moving the ball, you know, really all night. So I thought they would have done that. And it, you know, we were just playing aggressive, trying to get a big stop there. So, you know, good call by them.
And of course, I know obviously you wanted to go 3-0, but and you want to learn from this loss, but also you want to put it in the rearview mirror, and you got to focus on the upcoming game, homecoming week coming up with Mahomet Seymour coming to town, and that's certainly not going to be a cakewalk.
No, watching some stuff on them. They're very efficient in what they do. You know, running the ball a little bit more than I thought they would with the quarterback that they have. You know, I think they're big time play. What I'm seeing, you know, just the game and a half I've been able to break down so far is just a lot of wide receiver screen stuff, which is what they were really good at last year. And they have a really good, you know, speedster and Quentin Rogers back for them. So we've got to, you know, maybe we slow that down, you know, and you know, they run a lot more zone run schemes, which is a little different than what they've been doing, but they'll line up in some heavy run packages and try to run down your throat too, which, you know, they did for Effingham at one point. You know, so we're definitely going to have our hands full. You know, and hopefully our kids come back Monday, you know, with a new sense of urgency and, you know, kind of wake-up call.
And, of course, homecoming week, you always want to have your focus on the game there. I know there are a lot of activities and things with student body and so forth. How do you, as a coach, try to get the players to tune that out and focus on the task at hand in terms of the football game?
Just kind of explain it, you know, make them aware of what homecoming's about. You know, it's kind of, you know, homecoming surrounds the football game and the dance on Saturday. That's kind of like the big two activities that week, and our kids just got to understand that everyone's coming out Friday to watch them, you know, and we got to keep our focus and make sure we're working hard to put a good product out on the field Friday night for, you know, because you usually get a lot of alumni coming back and you always have all that stuff going on. So, you know, you want to make sure you're, you know, putting something on the field that they can be proud of as well.
Jake, any other observations? You were at the game last night.
Great. I mean, great atmosphere. The field looked great. I mean, you know, you could, like I said, you guys could tell that the size kind of wore you down towards the end. It just felt a lot like that. So,
Yep.
you know, like you were saying, Lloyd, move on to the next week and, you know, put on a show for everybody for homecoming.
Yeah, our goals are still in front of us. You know, we got 6 games to go. You know, so everything's still out right there in front of us. You know, we're going to keep getting better. There's some things we didn't do well last night. Like I said, hopefully it's a wake-up call for some of those guys. You know, I don't think some of the guys prepared very well for last night. You know, handled game day very well. So we got, you know, things we got to clean up, fix up, you know, off the field as well, and, you know, make sure that, you know, getting a little more focused up before we play a game.
Did I hear you correctly? The Mahomet Seymour is top 10 in 5A?
Yeah, I believe they were like ranked. They were top 5, 5 or 4, I think. I don't look too much at that stuff, but yeah, they're definitely in that ranking.
Okay, so Rail Splitters will be on the field hosting Mahomet Seymour next week, 7 p.m. kickoff at the homecoming game Friday night. Coach, thanks for joining us,
Absolutely.
as always.
Absolutely.
And,
Thanks, guys.
We'll go ahead and take a break, and we will be back with, I think, the owner of Small Town Creations, Kathy Williams. So you are in the cheap seats on WLCN.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? Missed bills, housing troubles, employment issues. It can be overwhelming, but with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 specialists are trained to help you overcome seemingly impossible challenges, however complex they are. 211 is always available to help, so get in touch today.
This message presented by the United Way of Logan County.
Running errands, shuttling kids to practices, and still have to stop by the store. Sound familiar? At Town & Country Bank, we love seeing our customers, but we know that can't always happen. That's why we make managing your money easy with our mobile app. You can deposit checks, transfer funds, or make payments through your smartphone or tablet. Plus, we offer text banking and an interactive online budget tool to keep you on track. Visit townandcountrybank.com to learn more. Town & Country Bank, side by side, member FDIC.
Have you ever seen somebody treated unfairly because of the color of their skin?
Do you guys know what it means to have white privilege?
What is racism and what do you think about it?
Talk to young children about what racism is, giving them the language to understand it. They can be disruptors. They can shape and shift culture.
We may not always know the answer, but we'll try and help you learn.
You don't have to have all the answers, but that doesn't mean we can't start.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? Missed bills, housing troubles, employment issues. It can be overwhelming, but with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 specialists are trained to help you overcome seemingly impossible challenges, however complex they are. 211 is always available to help, so get in touch today.
This message presented by the United Way of Logan County. Hollandberry and Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located in Lincoln, Hollandberry and Bennett is family-owned and operated, offering loved ones comfortable facilities and caring professionals Chris and Leslie Bennett. Loss of a loved one is one of the most difficult challenges anyone can face, and it's important to have a funeral home you can trust to provide peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
96.3 FM, WLCN with Joe, Jake, and Shabadoo.
We are at Small Town Creations, 115 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln, and we also have the owner, Kathy Williams.
Hi.
No, you're South Kickapoo, aren't you? Yeah. I'm glad someone knows where you're at. I stood at 115 North Kickapoo and pounded on the door 30 minutes, wondered why they wouldn't let me in. So, 115 South Kickapoo at Small Town Creations. Kathy Williams joins us. First of all, thanks for hosting us. You definitely received the prize for the most welcoming and, what do I want to say?
Prepped?
Yeah, most prepared site at which we have had the show. We walked in, of course, to these lovely Cheap Seats.
Laser etched.
Laser etched. Are these called tumblers? Okay, very good, with the Cheap Seats logo. You can't see it in the background here, but we have the Cheap Seats and WLCN welcome on the board where you put fun sayings, I think is what you said.
And Shabadoo right above it.
So
no,
our board operator / camera person getting a shot of that right now. So let me take this graphic off. And
what do you call Jim?
Board operator / camera person
men for worse.
King of things. So we are back in the newly created, newly remodeled trophy area. So tell us a little bit about that, if you would. How long has that been here? What kinds of products and services can you offer to customers?
Well, we've owned the trophy shop. October will be 4 years, and it was always back here, but it was functional, but it wasn't pretty. Okay. It wasn't appealing to a customer coming in. They couldn't see it, and they'd come in and I'm like, oh, well, let me go find that in a box or something. And so we knew we had to do something. So we, back in January, February, somewhere around there, we shut the main doors and the front there, and we said we're going to just remodel everything. And so we tore down some walls and redid the walls, the ceilings, just flooring. We got new flooring, new electrical. That was probably what I was most excited about, was because we only had 2 plugins in this whole back area, and now I've got like 20. So a lot more power. It was the simple things for me. But so yeah, we reopened this. We had a grand reopening Easter weekend.
Oh, okay. So, and do you call it the trophy shop, the trophy area, or the personalization area?
It's the trophy shop, but it's not just trophies. We do, obviously, the trophies, plaques, for the schools. We do lanyards, medals, that kind of thing, ribbons. But we also do like a lot of personalized gifts. So we do weddings. Christmas is coming up, so we have a lot of people already buying. The big thing is they take, what do you call them? Cutting boards, and they'll engrave like grandma's handwritten recipe on it. Oh, and so, if somebody's, grandma had a special recipe that everybody liked and grandma's passed on, then they will engrave that on there. And it's kind of one of those kind of gifts are the great ones for Christmas, because everybody's like, oh, you really put a lot of thought into it, and it means a lot more. So.
Sure, absolutely. And so for an item like that, what is the process if someone was interested in purchasing that? Do they bring you the recipe, or do they need to bring you a computer file with the recipe on it? And
we've had people people email me recipes. I love it when people bring in the actual recipe that is covered in years worth of brown sugar and it's just old, and you can tell it's well loved. And those are the ones we take, and we'll ask them, do you, because when we scan it, it will pick up that brown sugar.
Right.
But unfortunately, when we scan it, it looks like just a blob.
Right.
So we're like, do you want that on there? And if grandma maybe scratched out, oh no, it's supposed to be teaspoon, not tablespoon, and she'll scratch it out. And we ask them, do you want that? And otherwise, we can kind of go through and clean it up a little bit. But we just work with it and scan it, and then we put it in the engraver and it engraves.
So if a person brings in an object like that, a recipe, for example, and wants it on a cutting board, what kind of turnaround time is involved in that? Is that a...
Normally, we like to say we can have them done within a week if it's a rush. Like I said, we've got people that have brought in. I've got orders sitting over there that are already for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
We had a lady last year. She brought it in like late July, and she wanted 13 cutting boards for Christmas.
Oh,
so she gave me plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
If we have it in stock, we can usually get it done pretty quick. Usually we say within a week.
Okay.
That's not always a promise, though. I mean,
right, sure.
Sometimes I've had daughters getting married recently, so I've been in and out of the office a lot. So.
And Jake, didn't you receive some questions from an interested listener about what goes on here? Or?
Yeah, they're filing in actually. Some of the other teammates I have here are liking the mugs. I just sent those out. So when will the Christmas items be coming out for display?
We put Christmas out. My husband and I, we're firm believers, and we have to celebrate each holiday as it is. But in the retail world, you just have to put it out earlier.
Yep.
We don't have it out yet because in our eyes, it's just a little too soon. But we always take the last weekend of October.
Okay.
And we will close down usually Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and we take everything down in this store. All the retail stuff, we take it all down and box it up, and the store's empty. It's a great time for us to deep clean, and then we let Christmas explode that weekend.
Oof.
Yeah.
I know how that feels just to change up my store, and it's big items. These are smalls.
It's a lot, and we take. I'm very blessed that I have a lot of sister-in-laws and best friends and daughters and moms, and just everybody kind of comes in, and it's a girls' day, and we just flip the store.
Well, and speaking of Christmas, and started to jump on this theme with you, but you know what? I'm starting to see people put stuff out already. So, but you are directly involved with the trees around the courthouse, and it's a fantastic program. It's really fun to see. Really hits the heart of, it's the Christmas season and whatnot. When do you anticipate that starting up, and is there room for other people or businesses to get involved with that?
Definitely. So every year we try to grow it a little bit more. Last year we had 100 trees. This year I've ordered 125 trees. We give first dibs to last year's participants first, and we'll be sending emails out here probably the first middle part of October to last year's participants, and I usually give them 10 days to respond back and let me know if they want to participate again, and then we open it up to the public. Like I said, we grew it so we have more trees available, but then we also there's still people from last year that don't want to participate again, so we always have plenty of trees, and then we open it up to the community, and anybody and everybody can respond then.
I tell you what, it really is enjoyable, and last year it really wrapped around the courthouse nicely, and 125, just 25 more, you'll see it even more, but it does feel good. You drive around the courthouse just for an extra thing to do, you might go by during the day and then come by in the evening and see it with all lit up and everything, and it's great what you're doing where we were talking off the air. You're not making money on this. This is strictly for the time of the season and in Lincoln, downtown Lincoln. It's fantastic.
Yep. We keep it separate from the store because I don't want people thinking, oh, well, Small Town Creations is getting rich. It's not. We run it completely just my husband and I, just us. And then this is just kind of a good, convenient drop-off place so when people want to bring their money in to pay for the tree or whatever. But it's just a spread Christmas tree. That's it. I mean, it's not. Nobody's getting rich. It's not benefiting anybody. My husband will tell you he works, about it, and he hammers in all the stakes and everything, and he's like, no, we're not getting rich on this at all. So, it's a lot of fun, though.
Oh, absolutely.
It's fun to see the kids and families walking around. It's nice because older people can ride around in the cars and be in the warmth of the car, but yet still see the trees. So.
Oh, yeah. Or maybe a golf cart.
Or a golf cart.
May not be warm, but I'll be doing it.
Might get sides and heat it.
Oh, no. I'll be open the air there. Keep the air conditioning all year long.
It's always neat to me to see just the wide variety of folks who sponsor trees, for whether it's larger businesses, smaller businesses, individuals or families recognizing a loved one, and then also just the variety of ways they decorate.
Creative.
Some very creative ways of decorating trees that I wouldn't have thought of it. I just think go up, hang an ornament or two, and you're done, and some lights. But lots of different
lots of different ideas out there. Yeah,
I don't know. There might even be a vignette in there for some of the more elaborate
There
ones.
you go. Yeah. I think furniture doesn't hold trees or recliners up very well, but we could try something.
Yeah, that's
they always
true.
come up with something. We had a dinosaur out there last year.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
So we are talking with Kathy Williams at Small Town Creations, 115 South Kickapoo Street. And if folks are interested, if they'd like to get more information about whether it's personalized gifts or just about the store in general, what's the phone number here?
Our phone number here is 217-737-1634.
1634. And hours of operation?
Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 5, and Saturdays, 10 to 3.
All right, very good. So we're going to talk to the Olympia coach here in a few minutes, Eric Lyons. So before we do that, why don't we go ahead and hit it with our Saturday Cheap Seats movie trivia, movie mayhem. So folks interested in calling in, 217-871-4930 is the number to call. If you or a member of your family has not won in the past 30 days, we're going to play a segment from a sports movie. And if you can identify the clip, give us a call. If you're the first one, you will win 2 tickets to the Clintonia Eagle Theater, 13 Kelly Court in Clinton, if you can identify this sports movie.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. My mom made me put on my jacket, and then she made me do the dishes. Oh, your poor little mommy made you do the big fat dishes. Hey, you want a s'more? S'more what? No, you want a s'more. I haven't had anything yet, so how can I have some more of nothing? Shut up! You're killing me, Smalls. All right, who cut one? These are s'more stuff. Okay, pay attention. First, you take the graham. You stick the chocolate on the graham. Then, you roast the mallow. No, it's my sleeping bag. It's mine. When the mallow's flaming, yes, it is yours. This is the yellow stain on it. You stick it on the chocolate. You're gonna set the place on fire, Ham. You cover it with the other end. Yeah, make me one of those. Yeah, me too. Then you scuff.
All right, I thought that was a fairly easy one. 217-871-4930, the number to call. We've got some folks watching on YouTube, so we do have folks out there as we sit. These are the same people who called in Friday for our quiz. Oh, wait, we do have a call.
Yeah.
I've got all kinds of text messages.
No, text message. No, they need to call. We made that a rule a while ago. So, caller, can you tell us the name of the sports movie?
Are you there, caller?
Hello,
Please
caller.
hold. And we're back. Do you hear us?
All right. Having some technical difficulties,
might be
so
Jim.
our engineer is going to check it out. Nobody there?
So in the meantime, Kathy, you have coffees up front. Is there like seasonal coffees right now? I mean, this is what, B52 that we're drinking, which it is as labeled the bomb.
That's what my daughter calls it.
Yeah, very good. Do you have any other seasonal coffees going right now?
Right now we have a little bit of cookies and cream. We have birthday cake. And I think we have a little bit of vanilla colada.
Nice.
Next week we'll be getting our fall flavors in. So we'll have like the pumpkin.
Perfect.
Those types coming in.
I want to make sure we got that in because that's a big part of your business.
It is.
I know.
It is what kept us alive through COVID.
And I tell you, you walk in, you know, you were saying, giving out the phone number earlier, you really don't want to call. You really do want to stop in. The decor you have in here is fantastic. It's set up. It's absolutely beautiful. But then also, just you walk through and you hit that coffee hits you right as you walk in, and it's perfect. Wake me up.
I don't notice it anymore.
No.
I don't smell it.
Nose blind to it.
Yep, completely.
All right, we've got another caller. Caller, can you tell us the name of the sports movie?
Would it be The Sandlot?
It would be The Sandlot. You are correct. So, who are we talking to here?
J.R. Simpson.
All right, JR, congratulations. We've got your tickets. I believe James has your address on file. You might have won once or twice in the past. So, all right, we will get you out 2 tickets to the Clintoney Eagle Movie Theater. So thanks for listening. All right. Yeah, a little bit of a delay there. So we talked about the trophy shop. Once again, we're talking with Kathy Williams from Small Town Creations. We talked about the trophy shop, talked about the coffees. You've got so much in here, it's probably hard to encapsulate in a few words, but can you kind of tell us some of the other offerings you have here in the store in addition to the trophy shop as well as the coffees up front?
Well, we've got a lot of home decor, great gifts. We just started carrying the newest line. In fact, we just got it out this week. Nora Fleming, which you guys probably don't know what that is, but it's really nice, like serving dishes and stuff like that. And they're just basic white. But what's fun about them is it kind of goes along with what we do here. It's a creation, so you can buy with that simple little white plate a little mini to match whatever season it is. So you can have like a witch's hat. There's scarecrows, there's Santa stuff for Christmas coming up, and so you can use that same platter for every season and then just mix it up with the little mini. So they're a lot of fun. It goes with what we are. We're creating something special for you and your gifts. So
Joe Ryan just messaged in saying the raspberry vanilla is actually the bomb. And it smells delicious.
It is. The raspberry, vanilla raspberry, I make a lot of times as a cold smoothie in the morning. So you mix it with a vanilla protein shake and your coffee and blend it up with some frozen raspberries, and you got a breakfast smoothie.
And also, Joe Ryan also mentions, I'll throw him under the bus on this, that he completely understands how the husbands are the key to the business.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure he does. Jim and last year at Grand March, because I coordinated Grand March last year, Jim and Joe got along very well, and it was kind of scary. They get along too well.
Kathy, I will say, all the downtown community has really appreciated you and what you brought to the table down here. Having another retail shop downtown has been fantastic, and you're just a pillar of our community down here, so we appreciate you.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We love Lincoln. I've been here my whole life, and, in high school it was one of those, I'm leaving, and I'm here. Nope. It's his home.
Yep.
And of course, you are at 115 South Kickapoo Street. The building has a bit of history as well, does it not?
It does. We've done a lot of research. When I was younger, it was Rainbow Pharmacy, but it's been Purcell's Bookstore back in the 40s, and that's where all the schools would get their books for kids. But excitingly, it was a bank. When it was first built, it was a bank.
Oh, wow.
And we have a bank vault actually right below us right now. So it's completely concreted in, but we found that from 1874 to 1924 they printed money here. And we actually found a $5 bill that was printed here. I got it from somebody in Great Falls, Montana.
Oh, okay.
So, and it's got the same logo on it as our bank vault does in the basement, so it's kind of cool. Little piece of history.
All right. I did not know they printed money in Lincoln.
They did. I'll show you the $5 bill.
All right, very cool. So, Kathy Williams from Small Town Creations, our host and our guest. Thanks for having us up here, and thanks for the Cheap Seats tumblers and the hospitality. It is 9:41, so we probably need to take another break before we talk with Eric Lyons from Olympia. He will talk to us about Olympia and the Spartans football game last night. So we will be back in just a few minutes on the Cheap Seats.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? Missed bills, housing troubles, employment issues. It can be overwhelming, but with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 specialists are trained to help you overcome seemingly impossible challenges, however complex they are. 211 is always available to help, so get in touch today.
This message presented by the United Way of Logan County. Holland Berry & Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located in Lincoln, Holland Berry & Bennett is family-owned and operated, offering loved ones comfortable facilities and caring professionals Chris and Leslie Bennett. Loss of a loved one is one of the most difficult challenges anyone can face, and it's important to have a funeral home you can trust to provide peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
The inventory reduction sale is in full swing at Jake's Furnishings in Lincoln, and you'll save for every room in your home. Top quality furniture for every room in your house will create a stunning new look while saving you hundreds of dollars. Choose from top quality Ashley brand sofas, including recliners, plush sectionals, complete dining room sets, and handsome bedroom outfits fit for a king. And what better than the perfect mattress than Bemco for the best night's sleep. At Jake's Furnishings, all Bemco mattresses are on sale now, including plush, luxury firm, and pillow top models. But hurry into Jake's now, as this inventory reduction sale won't last long. For more details, stop by the Jake's Furnishing showroom, located at 1100 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Phone 735-1212 and become a fan on Facebook. Jake's Furnishings, make it your own.
Joe Ryan here again. Are you flirting with time on your life insurance needs? Do you really think that you will be in better health a few years from now than you are today? Life insurance rates increase with age. Call me at 217-735-4385 and let's lock in those rates before time catches up with you.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So welcome back to the Cheap Seats.
Why are we playing that?
I'm not sure.
I have no
Something to
idea
do with the
what's
host this week, I'm
happening here.
guessing. So we are at Small Town Creations, 115 South Kickapoo Street in Lincoln. And on the phone, we have Mr. Eric Lyons, coach of the Olympia Spartans football team. Good morning, Coach. How are you? Oh, that's the same guy that called in for movie trivia.
Jim keeps hanging up on these people. I almost think it's malicious.
All right. Well, we've got a picture of Coach Lyons on the screen, and hopefully we will be hearing from him shortly.
Maybe not.
I think it's the same cables that I was using last night. So, well, hopefully we will have Coach Lyons on the phone talking Olympia football with us. The Spartans last night played at Athens and lost 22-8. So that drops the Olympia football team to 2-1 on the season. They opened the season at Riverton with a decisive 60-6 victory, and then played at home against Pittsfield. Came away with a 51-12 victory. And as we mentioned last night at Athens, fell to the host team, Athens High School, 22-8. And now hopefully we have Coach Lyons on the phone.
No.
And apparently we don't. Try switching the left and right in there. That's what I did last night when we were having troubles. So I have no idea why it worked. Coach Lyons?
Coach?
I think we can hear him. Try the other ones to see. Switch the other cables. Maybe he'll be able to hear us. Hello, Coach Lyons.
Meanwhile, back at the League of Justice.
Meanwhile, we've got business transactions happening here. Gifts being purchased. And what time do you open? The store opens at 10 today, you said? So. But the doors are open if folks want to stop in and say hello.
Because Jim left them unlocked. What do you, Jim?
So apparently we're still having technical difficulties trying to get Coach Lyons on. Oh, I heard something.
Had him, and then he dropped him again.
And Coach, are you there now? All right, Mr. Ash is going to go to his spare set of cables. So do you have any more stories about your business you want to tell us? Or new products line, upcoming promotions, specials?
I hear Coach in the background.
Okay. Yeah, we can hear you a little. I can hear you, but our listeners can't perhaps as much.
We'll have B52 on sample today, and Vicki will be here today till 3 o'clock. So hopefully everybody will come down. It's getting to be that season where it's nice out and cool, and walk around downtown and check out all the shops and everything that we have down here.
Very good.
And so, B52 is called
Coach
B52
Lyons, are you there for us yet?
It is the bomb.
It is the bomb.
Still not there.
Good as a black
whatever
coffee
you're
as
doing
well
there.
as cream
I guess you
sugar.
can hear the static too, can't you, Jim? So.
Jim's bringing
right.
the noise.
Well, apparently we are not going to talk with Coach Lyons this week.
I can kind of hear you guys
There he
right
is.
now. So.
He can kind of hear us.
We can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you now. There's like a little bit of like static stuff in the background, but I can hear you guys.
All right. Well, that makes us sound better. So if something's covering us up. So on the phone with us, Coach Eric Lyons from Olympia. Tough one last night, it looks like, for you as you fell to Athens 22-8. Can you kind of take us through the game, Coach?
Yeah. I mean, it was a great physical football game between two good teams, and it started out, we took an 8-0 lead just a little bit before halftime. So I think there was about 3 minutes left in the half. We took an 8-0 lead. We go into halftime up 8-0. And we come out second half. We kicked off. We got a 3-and-out. We get the ball back. We drive it a little bit, get a penalty, get behind the chains, and punt. And then they made a little adjustment on offense and hit us with a a weak side belly play, a fullback play, and hit about a 40-yard run, and then got the 2-point conversion to tie it up. So it was about 8. It was 8-8. And we on the next drive, we ran an option play, and we pitched the ball and put it on the ground, and they recovered it deep in our own territory. And so they went up 14-8, and that's pretty much the way it stayed until about a minute left in the fourth quarter. It was a 4th and 1, and we pretty much sold out to stop them. A kid busted it off tackle, and they scored with about, we knew really at that point it was either stop them or kind of, hope they score, because that's the only way you can win the game. We were out of timeout, so they scored on that play, and then we had a nice little drive down the field in 2-minute drill, and just couldn't quite put it in the end zone. But I thought our kids gave great effort last night. We try not to celebrate moral victories, but I think it's, our kids proved that they can go out and they can compete with anybody.
Yeah, after the first 2 weeks, 60 points against Riverton week 1, and then 51 points against Pittsfield last week. Kind of a different feel to the game, only putting 8 on the board this time around.
Oh yeah. I mean, you knew it was going to be a battle. I mean, they've been great defensively pretty much most of the year. I know Pleasant Plains put some points up on them, but this is two teams that both like to grind it out on the ground, and the game's going to go a lot faster when nobody's throwing the football. So, you're not going to get those kind of a high score, but I want to give them a lot of credit. They did a great job defensively. We moved the ball a lot, but a couple times we got deep into their territory and just couldn't punch it in. So, their kids did a nice job of bending but not breaking. And, when you play big games like that, it usually comes down to 2 or 3 plays that really kind of change the game. And they muffed a punt, and we had 2 guys on it. And neither of them grabbed it. They actually ended up coming up with that. That was a big play in the game. And then that fumble in our own territory really was the difference in the game right there. Outside of that, it was just kind of a heavyweight fight, 2 guys standing toe to toe in the middle of the ring, and somebody was going to have to deliver the knockout punch.
Our guest, Eric Lyons from the Olympia High School over in rural Stanford. Olympia faced Athens last night, fell 22-8. Coach, I see you've got Williamsville on the schedule this week. You're playing at Williamsville. What kind of a game do you see that being?
Well, obviously it's a very tough opponent. Who, a lot of people consider to be a 3A state title contender this year. So, it's the same kind of thing. We know that this is a tough team, and that we're going to have to really execute at a high level to give ourselves a chance to win the game. But I do believe we can go. We have a really good football team, and we have a chance every week. And what we do offensively gives us a chance against anybody. When you're a triple option team, if you can execute your stuff, you're really hard to stop. And so, but they are very talented. The quarterback is just a playmaker, and they've been, defensively they're lights out. So it's going to be a battle, and we're going to see if we can rise to the occasion and test ourselves.
All right, Jake, anything to add?
Sorry,
you're shopping here. We are at Downtown Business this week, Coach. So we've got sights and sounds here that are kind of taking our attention away a little bit.
They've got the Coach. They got trophies here, and you can get them engraved and everything here. And they've got laser etching. We got some new Cheap Seats mugs or tumblers that we had made up for us just for showing up here. They're sweet, man. So if you or the team are needing anything, come on downtown Lincoln here, and we can get you all hooked up.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah, I believe it was comedian Dimitri Martin said, I used to compete in sports, but then I found out you can buy trophies. So this is the place to do it. We've got, is that a replica Super Bowl or a Super Bowl-looking trophy in front of you there, Mr. Johnston? It's
That's my Lombardi.
All right.
Gotta have your fantasy football trophies,
That's exactly right. Maybe
we got one of those.
Oh, yeah,
you have a championship belt. That's what seems to be what everybody wants nowadays. The new championship belts.
I like the last place trophies. Where they get like a toilet.
There is a toilet bowl over here. I've seen him. He's all squatted and everything. I was like, well, this is perfect for our show.
Certainly fitting. So, Coach, how are you liking the? I was looking at your schedule, and I see that all of your games, at least according to, I believe this is Max Preps, I'm looking at, all of your games are conference games this year. Is that accurate?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the way a lot of people try to go. And football's real. Scheduling in football can be really challenging if you're not in a closed conference. Especially if it works out where you have like an open week in the middle of the season. So being a part of a closed conference is really nice. You're not searching for a non-conference opponent. I mean, I've really enjoyed the Sangamo so far. The crowds at the games have been great. These communities, they really support their teams.
Yeah, so looking ahead, you've got, as we said, Williamsville next week. Then you're at home against New Berlin Co-op, followed by at Maroa Forsyth, home against Pleasant Plains, at Auburn, and then finish up the season at Porta with their co-op team on October 21st. So is there how is the conference race looking? Are there any teams that are sort of breaking away and emerging as a front runner, or are things?
Well, I mean, I think Williamsville, Maroa, Athens are usually considered to be the top dogs of the league, and then I think Auburn and Plains. I know that was a really competitive game last night. I think they both have, and New Berlin's in there too. They have really good football teams. I think at this point it's hard to know. 3 games in, I think Williamsville's probably emerging as a favorite. Williamsville, Maroa, and Athens, and then we're just trying to figure it out from there. But I'd like to think that we're considered in that group too. I think last night, I don't know what people were expecting in that game, but it was really a one-score football game the whole way, and I'd like to consider us in that upper echelon as well. But we're going to have to prove that. We're going to have to prove that, and next week's another opportunity to do that.
And last night's game. Any particular guys on either side of the ball for you that turned in particularly good performances?
Blaine Halley, our kid that's committed to Southern, had his best defensive game I've ever seen him have in his career. He made a lot of plays last night. He made a lot of stuff difficult for them. Chase Litweiler, who's one of our linebackers, I thought he had a really great defensive game. Cade Lawler, our fullback, this is only his 3rd game ever starting there. He actually played offensive line last year. And so he's really starting to figure it out. I thought he ran really hard. He got a lot of yards after contact last night, which is something we've been talking to all our backs about. So I thought those guys played really particularly well. I mean, the defensive effort was, and really for the first 3 quarters of the game, was pretty incredible. I think we probably held Athens under 100 yards in the first half of the game, and most of that was done by them on passing, so when you do that to a team that wants to run the football, it means you're playing assignment football. So it was really a great effort.
All right, very good. Well, thanks for taking some time with us. I see the time, excuse me, is almost 10 o'clock, so we need to get back on our schedule here, but we'll hopefully talk to you next week, and hopefully our equipment will cooperate a little bit better. We'll get a few more minutes with you.
Sounds good. Well, thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks for calling in, Coach. Thanks for sticking with us. So, Coach Eric Lyons of the Olympia Spartans football program, and they will be taking on Williamsville, as I said, next week at Williamsville in a Sangamo Conference battle. So
tough game.
Yeah, very tough game. Williamsville, perennial power, not just in the conference, but just statewide. They always seem to be near the top. So thank you to our host, Kathy Williams. Any parting words? Anything you wanted to make sure we mention or throw out there that we never got to? Or
no, just gonna say hi to my granddaughter Chesney.
Okay, very good. Very well played. So that's going to do it for the cheap seats. We will be back with you next week. We don't know where physically, but we will be at the LMH Market next week. So tune in for that, and 96.3 FM as well as YouTube. That is cheap seats for this week.
Good day.
The Cheap Seats Live Saturday morning sports show.
The preceding program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.